So in our last video, we built this pretty massive if statement, demonstrated the if statement and its three parts. We demonstrated the isError function to check for a certain formula returning an error or not. We did use the VLOOKUP to look up values that we typed in these cells, different cities, to look up in our April 2019 city rates table. Now we're going to fill this table out. We'll get rid of these test cells we were using before. But really, let's do this. This is going to be easy. So the tax amount is simply, the formula starts with equals, the tax rate times, or asterisk, the purchase price. Now, as I copy this formula, that purchase price needs to stay pointed at cell B3. So I'm going to, right now, with my cursor next to B3, I'm going to hit F4. It'll anchor that for me, and I'm going to hit enter. And I have the total tax. And over here in the total, the purchase total, including tax, we're going to add the taxable amount to the purchase price. So that's a formula. It starts with equals. We're going to point at this cell, the tax amount, select it, plus key, point at the purchase price, which, as we copy this formula, we want that cell to stay pointed at this B3 purchase price cell. So I'm going to hit F4 right now, and it anchors that cell location, and hit enter. And I've got the total purchase price in Bakersfield, purchase price $20,000 and an 8.25% tax rate. So I'm ready to copy this all and bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4 more locations, and it all works. Whether I have asterisks or not, I can type other cities if I want. I could say Sacramento. Changes down here, changes the rate, gives me a different tax amount and purchase price. Now, the one thing else we did in this video, we looked over here at the city rates, and we noticed, like, see right here, Woodland Hills. Boy, sometimes there's a whole bunch more than just a one-word city name. And as I look at this data, and I'd kind of like to know that when that happens. So I am going to come back to our summary tab, and I'm right here going to bring back from that data table the first column value of that table when the city is Bakersfield or Arcadia or anything I type here. The way we did that, we had to use the same formula. Okay, so we can come right here, highlight this cell, Control C, come up here, or you could do Control V, or you can just hit enter. And I'm going to change some things here. The only thing I'm going to change is where to get the data I'm looking for from. So the first part of this if statement is finding out whether or not there's an error when the tax rate is looked up. I'm going to leave that alone. But if there's an error, the data I want brought back here is not in column 2. It's going to be from column 1, where the location names are at. And if there is not an error, the data I want returned is also from column 1. So I'm going to change that from a 2 to a 1. So this formula is now almost the same. It just gives me back in this cell whatever is in column 1 of our city rates tab. All right, so let's hit enter. Okay, so let's copy that down. Yeah, see, this has given us a little more insight into what is in those cells when we simply type Valencia or we type Bakersfield. Okay, so this is kind of like a double check of what we're looking up. Okay, that'll end this class video. More to come.